For Greece Athena, the most important player might be the one who is not playing. After losing their starting point guard late in the season, the Trojans have pulled together and will have a chance to play for the title. Scotia-Glenville is the defending state and federation champion. Their 52-game win streak dates back to the final game of the 2013 season. Although they are the favorite, they were pushed in the semis and know they will need nothing less than their full effort. Can the Tartans continue their Class A dominance, or will Athena end one of the longest win streaks in state history? Live from the Civic Center in Glens Falls, New York, Time Warner Cable Sports Channel proudly presents the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Boys Basketball Championships. Today's first of two games is in Class A as the Tartans of Scotia-Glenville take on the Trojans of Greece Athena. We welcome you here to the Glens Falls Civic Center. Day two of our coverage from the foothills of the Adirondacks. Robert Lee and Tom Herter with you. Tom, today's first game is in Class A. Scotia has been on a magical run over the last 2 years. They've won a staggering 52 consecutive games, the longest streak in New York State. They won the state and federation titles in Class A last year. Athena going for its first state championship in 23 years.
Well, you've got two heavyweights this season, let alone the tradition that Scotia has built over the past few years. To your point, the record that Scotia had is unbelievable. But Greece Athena, this is a team that plays together year-round. These players know how to play basketball. This should be a great basketball game. It's been an exciting tournament thus far in Class A. Greece Athena beat Williamsville South out of Buffalo and then rolled past Valley Stream South from Long Island yesterday. Scotia-Glenville had a tough game against CBA of Syracuse and then really grinded out a win over Spring Valley in the semis. Key players in today's game: Scotia-Glenville senior Joe Cremo, over 2,100 points, headed to UAlbany next year. Well, I think we're going to be talking about Joe Cremo for a long time, but at present, he may be the best player on the court. He definitely has the largest desire to win. Joe Cremo isn't a lot to handle. Greece Athena, led by junior Anthony Lamb, averaging 20 points and 14 rebounds this season. Undersized forward that will play at the Division I level. He creates matchup problems with his strength, his athleticism, great touch around the basket. Scotia goes for its 53rd consecutive win, while Athena looks for the upset. All the game action in the Class A state final is coming up on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. High school basketball on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Burdick Chevy in Drivers Village, Cicero. Glens Falls Civic Center on a Sunday afternoon. Scotia-Glenville and Greece Athena chomping at the bit here. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico presents our starting lineups. Scott Stapera along with Joe Allman, Michael Paleschi, Diamond Corker, and Joe Cremo for Scotia-Glenville. Athena counters with Jake Newton, Anthony Lamb, Brendan Wind, Zach DeSalvo, and Peter Florin. The starting five for Greece Athena. Athena out of Rochester in the white jerseys, the home team. Scotia-Glenville, you see our officials today. Scotia-Glenville, the road team, in the maroon jerseys. Lamb will jump it up. Cremo wins it for the Tartans. Cremo hates to lose everything, let alone an opening tip. Scotia-Glenville comes in 25-0. Both these teams undefeated, the top two ranked teams in the state. Scotia-Glenville #1 from Section 2, nearby Scotia, New York, just west of Schenectady. Cremo attacks the basket and scores. Man-to-man defense by Greece Athena. Anthony Lamb went for the steal, did not come up with it. Joe Cremo is just too good in the open court not to convert. So efficient a player as Joe Cremo is a senior. Athena also undefeated, 24-0. This is their star, Anthony Lamb, who flips it up and in. Talk about efficient right there. We saw Anthony Lamb shooting over Mike Paleschi at 6'6". No easy task. Nice little right-handed jump hook by the junior.
Athena 24-0, Section 5's champion, ranked second in the state, located in Greece, New York, a suburb of Rochester, just northwest of Rochester. Turnover.
Tough angle on that pass by Scott Stapera, the very capable senior point guard. Actually, I could probably just say all Scotia players in the game right now are seniors.
They start 5 seniors, and they really only play about 6 players.
So hopefully no one turns off the TV, so I don't have to say that again.
Rebound by Joe Allman. Stapera races into the front court. And the Tartans will set up the offense. Cremo will shoot a 3. And rebounded by the long arms of Anthony Lamb.
Much improved aspect of Joe Cremo's game, the long ball, 3-point shooting.
Athena showing patience on offense here in a tie game early. Nice feed to a wide open man underneath, and the layup is good by Peter Florin.
And right there, Scotia, they'll stay with their 3-2 zone, but they need to get longer. They need to extend themselves with their arms. That was too easy of a pass for Greece Athena. Easy conversion on the weak side.
3 from the corner. Count it. Joe Allman gets himself on the board and gives Scotia the lead.
Well, this is a Scotia team that returns 3 starters. One of the guys that didn't start last year was Joe Allman, and he has stepped into the lineup and really provided a much-needed shooting spark from the perimeter, because Scotia lost 2 great 3-point shooters from last year's state and federation champion. I think they're going to say that ball was deflected, and it still remains Greece Athena ball.
Lamb's pass was deflected into the basket stanchion, so it'll stay with Greece Athena. Lamb gets the ball on the block, turns, shoots. Rebounded on the weak side and put back up and in by Brendan Wynn.
And those are too easy for the Tartans to give up. Greece Athena, the Trojans, really attacking the glass well.
Almost a 10-second violation against Scotia-Glenville. Stapera, the 3. Count it. Scott Stapera, his first 3 of the game, averages 10 a contest, and 2 players. Joe Allman did not score yesterday, went 0 for 6 from the field. Stapera was 0 for 5 and also did not score. Each of them has a 3 already.
Well, Scott Stapera has in the building range, and he showed it right there with that deep 3 ball.
Lamb had it stolen away by Stapera. He'll race into the front court. Nifty behind the back dribble. Corker. And they'll set up the offense here.
Good patience right here by Scotia after the turnover. Looked like they could have forced it a few times. Instead, they're going to pull it out and get a good shot. And quickly, Greece Athena has changed their man-to-man assignments, as it was a star-powered lineup. Lamb guarding Joe Cremo.
Now Brendan Wynn guarded him, let Cremo back his way in, and Cremo ended up falling and traveling.
Pulled the chair out from underneath him, and may have gotten away with a little bit of a hold or a grab, pulled him down, but travel either way.
Nearing the midway point of the first quarter, Scotia with the early lead. Athena got here by beating Williamsville South by 20 in the regionals. 3-pointer is up and in for Brendan Wynn. He's got 5 points. And then Greece Athena beat Valley Stream South from Long Island by 25 yesterday. So they really haven't been challenged in the state tournament. Cremo, nice feed to Corker, blocked by Lamb.
Lamb at 6'6" does a good job, especially at this level, of protecting the paint and the basket.
And a foul. It's going to be called on Lamb.
Oh, that's a ticky-tack foul right there.
No, not on Lamb. On Jake Newton.
Away from the ball, must have been.
James Gemete, the head coach of Scotia-Glenville in his 24th season with the Tartans. And he's put together an incredible run here. A 52-game winning streak, currently the longest in New York and one of the longest in state history. Although a turnover, tipped out of bounds by Athena.
And that was a good look right there by Joe Cremo, but just a bad pass. Luckily for Scotia, they retained possession.
Jim Johnson is the head coach of Athena as the ball is inbounded, and an immediate score for Michael Paleschi. Saw Jim Johnson there a moment ago in his 19th season with the Trojans.
And defenses hate when teams get easy buckets on baseline out of bounds plays. And Scott Stapera with the over-the-top pass to an athletic Mike Peleschi. Peleschi at 6'6", elevated nicely for that conversion.
Wind down the lane, draws contact and scores. 7 early points for Brendan Wind, who had 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 steals, and 5 assists yesterday against Valley Stream.
Well, you like the no call right there.
Nice high-low feed down low, and laying it in is Peleschi.
It didn't necessarily look pretty, but it was effective. Nice high-low action, Cremo to Peleschi.
Lamb rises and scores.
Again, he's so good at converting in traffic.
Back and forth we go. Diamond Corker gets on the board.
Very unselfish basketball for Scotia. No surprise. That has been their MO for the past few years. This is a group that definitely plays unselfishly, makes the extra pass, takes the easier shot.
Wind another 3. And rebounded by Scotia as it's knocked out of bounds by Lamb. Terrific end-to-end offensive action here so far.
Yeah, we've seen Greece Athena extend themselves, trying to force some turnovers against Scotia. Scotia's done a pretty good job against the full court pressure.
Athena forced 24 turnovers yesterday. See both teams getting a lot of points inside thus far, but shooting well from the exterior also. Stapera gets by Lamb and missed the layup. Tipped up, no good. Peleschi a couple of shots at it. Cremo off balance shot off glass and in.
Guys that score over 2,000 points somehow figure out a way to make difficult shots. That was a difficult shot.
As was that. Anthony Lamb has 6.
And Anthony Lamb may get 2,000 points in his career, but that is exactly why he is the star of this Greece Athena team.
We mentioned Cremo going to UAlbany just down the road here to play next year for head coach Will Brown. Lamb, according to his coach, at least 12 Division I offers already, pretty much all of them at the mid-major level, but certainly could rise over the next couple of years. Cremo against Lamb. Travel before he made the basket, and it could have been Lamb's, no, would have been Lamb's first foul. But instead, it's a turnover.
Well, that would be one to look at on the replay. I don't know. Maybe before the whistle was blown.
Final minute of the first quarter. High scoring start to this one. Nice high-low feed, and a layup is up and in by Peter Florin.
And we've seen both leading men for these teams with at least 2 assists already in the first quarter.
Stapera, deep 3. Rebounded by Florin. About a 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. High scoring start to this game. Highest scoring first quarter we've seen this weekend.
Both teams making plays, both teams with a few miscues. Neither team seems kind of rattled by the atmosphere or the game.
7 to shoot here. Brendan Wind attacks the basket and scores. Final 3 seconds. Cremo will have to put it up from half court. 46-footer. It's good! Joe Cremo with 7 points inside half court range. What a first quarter here in Glens Falls. We're tied at 19. Wow, what an exciting first quarter of action here in the Class A championship game. Joe Cremo from the F in Glens Falls ties it at 19 after 1. Joe Cremo with the highlight of the first quarter with a half-court shot to close out the first 8 minutes to tie the game at 19. Will it be that kind of night for Cremo? Let's head over to Brian Sinkoff.
Guys, let's put Scotia's 52-game winning streak in perspective. It's the 6th longest in state history. Goes all the way back to the Gerald Ford administration until you could find one longer. Kendall had a 57-game winning streak from 74 to 77. A loaf of bread back then was 32 cents. Gas was 65 cents. And a new car, $4 grand. I believe Robert Lee's car's worth a little more than $4 grand today.
Not much. Thanks, Brian, as Lamb couldn't get the roll and rebounded by Cremo. 52-game winning streak for Scotia-Glenville. Robert Lee, Tom Herter, Brian Sinkoff on the sidelines. Our entire Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew with you from Glens Falls, New York. Second day of our boys basketball championship coverage here in the foothills of the Adirondacks. Just underway, second quarter. Scotia-Glenville will shoot a three and bury it.
Same spot, same result. Joe Allman.
Scotia-Glenville in the maroon jerseys and Greece Athena in the white. Not a whole lot of substituting for either team early on in this game. Don't expect much of it from Scotia.
Not unless there's foul trouble.
Contested three for Newton is off the mark.
James Jimite will not sub unless he has one of his key starters in foul trouble. And James Jimite is the Scotia head coach.
It's his MO as Cremo banks it off glass and in. Already 9 points for Joe Cremo.
Nice backdoor cut by Cremo as Greece Athena overplayed the elbow. He goes backdoor and he's got that one-handed jump hook shot off the glass down pat.
Scotia opens up its biggest lead of the game. Good job corralling the high pass by Peter Florin. Lamb spins to the basket. Spins off. Rebounded by Stapera. Tartan's on the run. Cremo in the open court. Cremo, nice feed down low for a missed layup by Corker. Rebound Cremo, push shot is up and no good. Paleshi, another opportunity for Scotia, and they'll settle it down here. Corker gets a man flying in the air. Corker back out to Stapera. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Almond another three. He got it. Joe Almond with 9. Timeout, Greece Athena, as Scotia has taken an 8-point lead.
Great ball movement, tremendous confidence in each of these young men and their ability to deliver a shot. They're not thinking about the moment, they're just executing the play. Mike Paleshi, so unselfishly, he could have taken that shot right there. He does it, the extra pass, and Scotia buries a three.
One of the more interesting stories regarding Greece Athena comes from back in 2006. You may remember a young man named Jason McElwain. He's autistic. He actually was put into a game by this head coach, Jim Johnson. He missed his first 2 shots. He's the gentleman right there in the center of your picture. He missed his first 2 shots. It was the end of the game. It was a division title game. He then hit 6 3-pointers and a 2-point shot, finished with 20 points. They retired his number a couple of years ago. He was used to be a manager. He was put on the bench for that game, ends up scoring 20 points, and he won the best moment of the year at the ESPYs. Incredible story.
Unbelievable story. And you know, 2006, think of it. He became an internet sensation before that phrase was coined, and what an unbelievable story. It's hard to have a dry eye when you watch that story that was presented by one of the media outlets in Rochester.
And he sits on the bench here today, still an integral part of the Athena program. Tartan's on a run here and knocked out of bounds by the Trojans. Scotia-Glenville did win the state title last year. In fact, they haven't lost a game since the 2013 regional final to Bishop Ludden. So it's been 2 years since they've lost. They also went on to win the Federation title, the tournament that comes up next weekend against the New York City teams, as Stapera will fire a three and bury it. Scotia-Glenville on fire. Scott Stapera with 6, and it's an 11-point lead.
An 11-0 run to start the second quarter for the Tartans.
And 14-0 going back to the end of the first quarter. Nice feed down low, but fumbling it out of bounds for a turnover.
You think momentum matters in the game of basketball? Joe Cremo hitting a half-court shot, ties it to end the first quarter. And to your point, 14 straight points by the Tartans. The game of runs, so hard to achieve, and you really have to defend against. And right now, the Trojans of Rochester, Greece Athena, are in the midst of a huge Scotia run.
Cremo attacks the basket and got the roll.
Soft touch by Joe Cremo.
11 points for Cremo with the reverse layup there. And it's now a 16-0 run. Quick Way off the mark three. Very quick shot there. Not what they were looking for from Zach DeSalvo.
I think that was his first shot attempt of the game, and it was a contested deep three. That's where you start to worry about Greece Athena. Are they starting to panic? Are they getting to the point where they feel like the game is out of hand and it's still early? There's still plenty of time. They just need to play their basketball just like West Hill did yesterday in the Class B final when they were down early.
Can't lose your composure here. Primo knocks down the triple. Timeout, Athena. Scotia-Glenville is ripped off. 19 consecutive points. And lead at 35-19.
Well, I know this. Greece Athena isn't doing a very good job on the defensive glass. They haven't had to rebound many. Scotia has not missed a lot of shots, and those that they have, I think they've come up with half of the rebounds. Scotia right now 7 of 9 from three-point territory. That's called championship basketball. And let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's the first half. We're only in the second quarter, but what a start for Scotia.
7 out of 9 from three. Hard to come up with an answer for that, although most of these shots are wide open due to good passing.
Yeah, they're moving the ball well, Scotia has been, and Greece Athena right now, I think they're going for too many steals. I mean, that one you're not going to defend against because Joe Cremo, you're worried about the drive. But that's a baseline out of bounds play that you have to defend better. The last time Scotia took it out of bounds underneath their own basket, they threw an alley-oop to Paleshi for an easy deuce. So right now, Greece Athena does not have an answer for this Scotia offense.
Greece Athena looking for its first state championship since 1992. 23 years ago, they were led to the title that year by future Syracuse legend John Wallace, who led the Trojans to the state championship.
Had a pretty good career at Syracuse as well.
Led the Orangemen to the 1996 Final Four. Lamb finally breaks the run for Athena.
Good interior passing right there by Wind. And that's definitely what the Trojans needed, just something to change the tide.
8 points now for Lamb. Only 3 players have scored for Athena. Wind has 9, Lamb has 8. Primo leading the way with 14 already for Scotia. Stapera. Rebound on the weak side by Primo. Runs over man and an offensive foul. His first. Primo lowered the, oh, good flop there by Wind, wasn't even touched. May have been charged over eventually anyways, but he fell before there was even contact.
See, those are the ones you love to show to the officials at like halftime, just so they can make a mental note, because the last time Primo was called for a travel, Wind got the hand around his waist and kind of pulled him towards him.
Only the second foul of the game, 1 on either team. Wind was out of bounds, turns it over. Athena led this game 19-16 with about 4 seconds left in the first quarter. Joe Cremo hit a half-court shot to end the quarter. And then Scotia started the second half on a 16-0 run.
And that freight train just kept rolling after that shot.
Cremo looking to take his man off the dribble and now shoot a 3. Rebounded athletically by Lamb, who will run the break himself. A little bit too strong on the pass, but in a break for Athena, they regain control and miss the 3. Rebound run down by Sean Gaines, who missed the 3-pointer. Foul against Scotia underneath.
Diamond Corker with the hold. Good post-entry feed right there by Zach DeSilvo.
Tyler Kubanka into the game for Athena. We mentioned at the very top of the broadcast, Athena suffered a major injury towards the end of their career, the end of their season. The starting point guard, senior Jay Sarkis, an all-Rochester selection, broke his forearm, and he's out for the season. It's a tough time to lose. Anytime's a tough time to lose your starting point guard. He's headed to play for former Canisius coach Mike McDonald at Division II Damon College next year.
Yeah, this team has really rallied after the loss of their senior leader.
Corker pivoting in the lane, and he banks it in. 4 points for Corker.
Scotia staying with their 3-2 zone throughout. That's a James Jimite staple. And these players know it well. And right now, Greece Athena needs to get the ball to Anthony Lamb.
He's calling for the ball, but not getting it. 10 to shoot. 3 from the corner. It's good. A big shot there for Tyler Kubenka. His first 3 of the game.
Nice extra pass right there against the zone defense. They were patient against the Scotia zone.
Final 45 seconds of a very quickly moving first half. Almond has had the hot hand. He's got 9 points. But Athena has righted the ship a little bit here towards the end of the first half. Still down double digits, though. Almond. Rebound run down in the corner by Primo. He'll attack the basket. And they'll hold for 1 here. Timeout, Scotia.
Just tremendous presence by the Scotia players. They get the offensive rebound. They look to attack. They don't have a good shot, and they pull the ball out. Well, they'll work for a good shot to end the half.
The rights to this broadcast have been granted by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association, representing high schools in New York State. Any rebroadcast or publication of the programming without the written consent of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association and Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is strictly prohibited. 37-24, Scotia-Glenville with the lead in the final 14 seconds. Scotia band rocking out here at the Glens Falls Civic Center. Clearly the strategy here, get the ball to Joe Primo, let him shoot it from about the F on the logo and put 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's almost as easy as 1 + 1. 1 is the pass, and the second one is get the ball to Joe Primo. 1 + 1 equals 2 points.
Hit it from the half-court logo to end the first quarter, and now he'll have the ball in his hands with 8 seconds left. Knocked away. Now they're going to have to hurry. 3 seconds left. Primo sees it, shoots another desperation 3. Too close for him.
If that went, I think Greece Athena would have left right now.
Needed to back up a little more. Joe Primo, 14 points in the first half. Almond had 9, Stapero was 6. Good all-around effort for Scotia. Let's go to Brian with Coach Jimite.
Coach, that 3-pointer at the buzzer in that first half really propelled you. What was that difference in the second quarter?
That tremendous momentum swing got us going forward in that second quarter. We just locked down in defense and got things going in the right direction.
Coach, what do you tell your guys now at half with this lead?
Oh, there's a ton of game left. We got to keep playing through.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, Brian, appreciate it. Scotia-Glenville dominates the second quarter and goes into the half with a 37-24 lead in the Class A New York State Championship game. Halftime in Glens Falls, the Class A State Championship game. Scotia-Glenville with a double-digit lead, 37-24 over Greece Athena. We're back here at the Civic Center. Robert Lee and Tom Herter with you. And Tom, 19-16, Greece Athena had the lead with about 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Joe Primo hits a half quarter to tie the game. They end up going on a 19-0 run spanning 2 quarters. The question now, was that the decisive run?
Well, it is up to this point, and I think unfortunately for Greece Athena, Joe Primo started to impose his will. And I think that's one of his best attributes. He simply has a refuse to lose mentality. And credit Scotia, because right now they're getting the basketball to their key guy. Joe Primo is leading this team because he is their best player. Scotia is in this position because of Joe Primo, and if they're going to go down fighting, they're going to go down fighting with their best weapon firing.
Primo had 14 points in that first half. He has been tremendous so far. The senior with over 2,100 points in his career. Brendan Wind keeping Athena within striking distance. He's got 9.
Well, Greece Athena scored early off of offensive rebounds, and then Wind has a 3-point field goal, a couple nice dribble drives right there, nice athletic play, but they have to get Anthony Lamb going if they want to beat the Tartans.
Good crowd on hand here at the Glens Falls Civic Center in Scotia-Glenville. The local team leads Greece Athena out of Rochester 37-24. 37-24, the Tartans lead the Trojans here at the half. Take a look at our first half stats. Excellent shooting from both teams. 63% for Scotia-Glenville. Athena 58%. Scotia actually missed their last 2 3-pointers to finish 7 out of 11. Not a lot of rebounds to be had, honestly. Very clean game.
Yeah, very clean. Not a lot of fouls called. Both teams are playing, solid basketball. Scotia just a little bit hotter from the field, getting more field goal attempts off.
7-2 advantage in 3-pointers, one of the big differences in the game, and the 3-point shot powered that 19-0 run for Scotia early in the second quarter that has led to this 13-point halftime lead here in Glens Falls. 37-24 is the score. We'll take a break, come back with second half action right after this. 37-24, the Tartans looking for back-to-back state championships. High school basketball on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is sponsored by Upstate University Hospital, by Seeger and Shortino, attorneys at law, don't settle for less, and by the Fox Auto Dealerships. 37-24, Scotia-Glenville leads Greece Athena as we get set to start the second half. Moments ago, Brian Sinkoff caught up with Athena head coach Jim Johnson.
Coach, that 3-pointer at the end of that first quarter kind of gave him some momentum. What did you tell your team at halftime?
Well, the big thing is they're shooting the ball so well. I mean, they shot terribly yesterday, so so we got to do a better job. My big concern is we got to get better shots in the second half. We got to make sure they only get one shot. So, but if we do that, we can get back in this.
How about stopping Cremo? How do you do that? I know it's a tough task.
Not an easy task. He's a heck of a player, but we'll keep running some things at him, and hopefully, we don't have that defense where he makes a 35-footer at the buzzer there, but we'll give it our best shot. So, thank you.
And we're almost set to start the second half. We are pleased to be joined now here courtside by a special guest, Joe Augustinelli, who's the media content coordinator of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association. Joe, we welcome you back to the broadcast. You're a busy guy, keeping up with all the things the kids are about these days, social media, the website. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're very active on social media, on Twitter, on YouTube. We have video last night of Winkowski's big shot. I was over at HVCC watching the girls championships, and the phone was blowing up once once we had the video. So you get moments like that to promote these student athletes, and that's what encourages the positive sportsmanship over social media. We hear so much about the negative, and anything we can do to bring out the positive that the kids are doing, on the court and in the classroom is what we're looking to do on a daily basis. And then, with the mobile app, download our mobile app on whether you're on Android or Apple. Yep. Share your pictures with us throughout the year. We'll get them across all our social media, and a way to bring everything closer to the fans, as you guys well know with everything you're doing too. Absolutely.
Before we forget, and we'll ask you some more questions, but give us the Twitter handle and the Facebook address.
The Facebook address is facebook.com/NYSPHSAA. Go ahead and like us. See all our photos and updates throughout the championships and the school year. And then the Twitter handle is easy. It's NYSPHSAA, and we're closing in on 8,000. So nice. Maybe by the end of today we can get that.
That's a couple less than Tom has, which is a good mark to reach for. Live scoring, that's something you guys have introduced as well.
Yeah, we've introduced live scoring for most of our tournaments now. Wrestling was brand new this year, a couple of weeks ago here in Albany. We've been doing live scoring for the boys and girls championships this weekend through our website and our partnership with Max Preps. We did it with football, and some of the sports pose challenges. Baseball, softball, where you have 5 sites at once, is a little challenging, but we're doing more with soccer. We're doing more with lacrosse in the spring. We'll be doing actually boys tennis in the spring with live scoring with the USTA. So again, it's just something to bring our fans closer to the action no matter where they are.
Joe, we appreciate you taking the time. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we thank you for all your hard work on behalf of the NYSPHSAA, I should say.
Thank you, Robert, and best of luck to you guys, and keep doing the great work you guys are doing at Time Warner.
I appreciate it. Joe Augustinelli, media content coordinator of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association. 2 quick fouls on Paleshi.
Yeah, a good start for Greece Athena as they get the basket. underneath the basket by Florin, and then they get 2 quick fouls on Mike Peleschi. I believe his first 2 of the game.
They were, and now they turn it over. Florin now with 6 points. Wide open 3, Allman. Misses the mark and out of bounds to Athena.
And I think the comment that Jimmy Johnson had from Greece Athena at the half was, you know, Scotia right now, they're just shooting so well. So they're hoping that Scotia cools off a little bit. They're hoping their defense improves a little bit. And they're going to try to slowly, methodically get themselves back into this game. And he obviously, with his years of experience, knows there are no 13-point shots. So being down 13 and a half is going to be a long process, not a quick one.
Lamb had it stripped away. Primo matched up on Lamb. Marquee matchup here. Scotia looking for its 2nd consecutive state championship. Greece Athena trying to win its first title since 1992. Athena out of Rochester as Lamb spiked away Primo's shot with 12 to shoot.
Good defense by the 6'6" Anthony Lamb against Joe Cremo, who at 6'4" has had his way really pretty much for a couple years with all defenses.
And a nickel dimer on Lamb with the push off the inbounds. No, not on Lamb. It's on Florin, his first. Both teams undefeated. Scotia-Glenville 25-0. Greece Athena 24-0, the top 2 ranked teams in the state. Cremo somehow got the shot up, rebounded by Florin. The man wide open in the corner. He'll shoot a 3, well off the mark for Zach DeSalvo.
DeSalvo had a big game in the semifinal victory, but he's been a little bit quick with the trigger in this championship game.
Chance for Athena to get it within single digits here, and out of bounds off of Corker. We had a good view of that one. Corker can't believe it. Both these teams were not without tough games this year, though. Jim Johnson of Athena told me they beat Iona Prep by 1 point. They beat Jamestown, a perennial Class AA power. They beat them by 1 point. Scotia-Glenville's last 3 games have all been very hotly contested against Troy in the regional final as Lamb flips it up and no good. Batting the ball at the basket several times as Lamb finally rebounded by Allman. And then Syracuse CBA and Spring Valley in the state playoffs have been tough as well as Cremo missed the runner. Rebound fought for. Athena comes away with it. Player down behind the play for Scotia. What a block, but Lamb lays it in. Lamb's got 10, and down behind the play is Michael Peleschi.
The game is definitely getting physical. Players going for loose basketballs, and Mike Peleschi took a shot. Could see it before he went down. He's got a lot of people helping him.
His teammates are all kind of milling around on the other side of the court.
A little poke in the eye, I think. Nothing major. But
he will have to come out of the game.
He will, which
would be the first substitution for Scotia.
He does not like to do that, but he will be forced to.
Dan Clune, a second-year varsity player, a sophomore, will come in.
Unless he wants to call a timeout.
True.
Because that did happen. Joe Cremo was injured in the prior game. They had to come out and check on him. He said get off the court. But because the trainer and coaches had come onto the court, Scotia took a timeout. So Joe didn't have to miss 1 second of game action.
Not to be overlooked here as they continue to tend to Peleschi. As Scotia has not scored this half in 3 minutes. Athena has not exactly made up a huge amount of ground, but they have scored 4 points to cut into the lead.
It's a start.
You can follow Time Warner Cable Sports Channel online, like us on Facebook. In addition to liking the State Public High School Athletic Association, of course, facebook.com/TWC Sports NY, and follow us on Twitter. The address @TWC Sports NY for all the latest on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Full court press coming on here for Athena, as they tend to Peleschi, who got poked in the eye. So Dan Clune, number 5, has come into the game for the Tartans. Full court man pressure here. 5 minutes left to go, third quarter. The lead back to single digits. Primo on Lamb. This is the matchup the fans came to see, the top player on each team. 12 to shoot. Scotia gets it inside the arc for the first time. Beautiful pass to Corker, who missed the layup. Rebound, Athena. Trojans on the run.
That was a great pass by Joe Allman.
DeSalvo is fouled by Stapera.
And who's the first player to come over to Diamond Corker after the missed layup? Joe Allman. Said you'll get the next one. You see DeSalvo with a nice hesitation and tried to blow by Scott Stapera. The quick foul on the senior, Scott Stapera.
So chance for Athena to pull closer, and Anthony Lamb buries the three. He's got 13. Trojans are charging. They've opened the second half on a 7-0 run. Timeout, Scotia. And that'll bring this Athena crowd to its feet as they roar in approval.
Well, it's a good time to take a timeout right there by the Scotia bench. It's not just what Greece Athena is doing, it's what Scotia is now not doing. They're not making shots, and those include some point-blank layups. We just saw Diamond Corker miss a layup after a great feed.
Lamb showing the range here.
Smooth stroke right there by the
6'6", 220-pound junior buries the triple and pulls his team within 6. Scotia trailed, or I should say Athena trailed by as much as 16 in this game. They have not gone away, as you might expect. Hard fought from a 24-0 team. They've ripped off 10 straight points going back to the first half. Nearing the midway point of the third quarter, Scotia has not scored this half. Clune still in there for Paleshi, who continues to have his eye attended to. Lamb stolen away. Terrific reach by Lamb, and a chance for Athena to pull even closer here.
So strong is Anthony Lamb.
DeSalvo helter-skelter down the lane, couldn't finish. Lamb all over the ball. Tied up. Jump ball, the arrow will favor Greece Athena.
Tremendous hustle both ways. Lamb going on the floor. Sky Stapera not afraid to throw his 125 pounds into the fray. That's just great effort right there. And I do say that jokingly because I love the heart of Scott Stapera.
Listed at 160, I might add.
Okay. Well, I kind of fudge my own weight that way, so. I'm just trying to be consistent.
It's a metric.
Exactly.
Metric system, right?
It's a 2/3 ratio. It's like kilometers.
Athena, a chance to pull with even closer here, 4, possibly 3. See if they can feed it back to Lamb, who's at the free throw line. Now he'll set a screen. Wide open jump shot. No good. Rebounded by the Trojans, and traveling is called against Wind.
Tell you what, Wind, for a guard, he's had some nice traffic rebounds in this game. Had some in the first half. That's a nice traffic rebound right there. He's listed at 6'1". He's playing bigger than that.
Home run pass ahead for Primo. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Somewhere he is very comfortable at. Joe Primo in the semifinal game was a ridiculous 17 of 25.
The last 2 games, in fact, sending Primo to the line has been the opponent's strategy.
Against CBA of Syracuse, he also had an inordinate amount of foul shots.
And it's interesting, I asked Coach Chemate about that before the game, and he said he's an 87% free throw shooter.
Well,
and he honestly said, I don't know why that continues to happen.
Scotia also does a good job of getting him the ball in late game situations, and you can't take the ball out of his hands. So he's good at handling the basketball, and he's good at taking care of it, so he does have the ball a lot. He's a nice luxury to have, we'll say. The first 2 foul shots of the game by either team.
16 points now for Primo. Wind got in trouble, got in the air, and then it's knocked out of bounds by Primo with 17 on the shot clock. Lamb on the block, shoots it over Cremo. Too strong, rebounded by Corker.
Good defense, just made someone shoot over a defender.
Cremo blows by Lamb and scores.
And that's too easy in the open court. And the steal by Scotia-Glenville. Oh, he should have pulled it out.
Here comes Athena into the front court, back down by 10. Wild drive to the basket and a shooting foul coming up here against Scotia. Wind will go to the line.
Wind did a good job again in the open court, like Cremo, that little left-handed hesitation dribble, banging into some bodies. They're going to say it's not a shooting foul. Joe Allman volunteered quickly to take that foul. Good teammate right there.
Paleshi still out of the game. On the bench, dabbing at his eye.
Yeah, still covering up his eye.
Lamb, nice feed down low for a missed layup. Missed opportunity for Kubenka. Should have been a score for Athena. Instead, Cremo couldn't finish at the other end. Lamb clears the glass. Wind had it knocked away. Wind in trouble. DeSalvo hoists a long three. Rebounded easily by Cremo. Here come the Tartans, 2 on 3.
I have not seen DeSalvo take really a good shot in this game. That's another contested three-point shot. Be one thing if he starts to knock them down, you're feeling of it. Greece Athena has not been able to get him in a rhythm offensively yet. They have not had any dribble driving kickouts to give him shots.
Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Stapera. And Cremo called for the foul. Doesn't like the call. It's his second of the game. DeSalvo 0 for 5 from the field.
Yeah, DeSalvo had such a big game in the semifinal victory with those 18 points. He was 3 for 11 in that game, 6 of 8 from the foul line. But those were a big 18 points because Anthony Lamb had just 12 points on 3 of 12 shooting. So Greece Athena ran away with that game against Valley Stream, but really didn't shoot the ball well.
Good steal by Cremo.
Well, we saw Anthony Lamb do that to Cremo at the other end, and Cremo just did a good job jumping behind and around the offensive player, come up with a steal.
Scotia-Glenville weathered the Athena run. Knocked out of bounds, stays with the Tartans. And have expanded the lead back out to 10. Athena got it within 6. Steal. Foul. That'll be the 6th foul now against Scotia-Glenville.
And right now, Zach DeSalvo's doing a good job of putting some pressure at the defensive end. He's not ready to go home. He wants another week of basketball. He wants a state championship.
The foul on Almond, his second. Athena can get a 2 for 1 here if they hurry. Lamb had the pass shut off nicely by Corker. Wind has been quiet in the second half, hasn't scored. Trying to change that here. Unable to. Cremo another rebound, and Scotia can hold for 1.
Great traffic rebound right there by Joe Cremo. And Scotia, which had allowed Greece Athena to get this game to 6 points, could go into or end the third quarter up by double figures.
Cremo one-on-one with Lamb. Big 3 for Stapera. It's the end of the third quarter. Athena does cut into the lead a little bit, but still trails by double digits heading to the fourth. 41-31, the defending state champions, Scotia-Glenville, lead undefeated Greece Athena heading to the fourth quarter on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Glens Falls Civic Center. Scotia nursing a 10-point lead as we start the fourth quarter. Joined here courtside by a very familiar face to those in the Capital Region and really all over the country. Will Brown, Albany head coach, of course, his player next year will be Joe Cremo, who's a senior now for Scotia. Coach, just first of all, let's talk about the whirlwind, and congratulations on the Danes' third straight trip to the NCAAs.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Obviously, we got back yesterday from Columbus. We had a really good year, had a great group of kids, and it's probably my most enjoyable season coaching, especially with all the adversity that we had to handle this year with the passing of Peter Hooley's mom, Sue, and team really came together. I'm a proud coach. It was a great group.
Coach, describe that run that this team had, because you didn't start off so well, then you kind of ran through the league, but just describe the run a little bit.
Well, 9 new guys, 3 new starters. It took us a while to get used to playing with each other, and we really grew as a team as the season progressed, and I thought we were a really good team after the new year. Heading into conference play, I thought we really hit stride and played some good basketball.
Coach Joe Cremo, Scotia senior, 52 straight games. He's led his team to, of course, a state championship, Federation championship, hoping now 7.5 away from another state title. Your thoughts on him as a player?
I love him. He's a winner. He wins games. He makes his teammates better. High basketball IQ. You know, he's my type of player.
Coach, when did you know you were getting someone special in Cremo? Because he has really dazzled in the state level and really in the AAU circuit as well.
Well, his junior year, just the work ethic, watching him evolve as a player, always asking me, Coach, how do I get better? How do I improve my game? From the time he spent in the weight room, the time he spent developing his jump shot, his best basketball is still ahead of him, and he's going to help us win a lot of games at Albany.
Have you started watching film, Coach, before we let you go? Have you started watching film for next year yet? I mean, I know the season just ended.
No, I'm going to take a deep breath. Give me a day or two, and then I'll start breaking down film for next year.
All right, Coach Will Brown, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We send it over to you, Robert.
All right, Brian, thanks. Slave driver. Start watching film for next year. Take a breath. 7 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Robert Lee, Tom Herter, along with Brian Sinkoff and our entire crew from Glens Falls, New York. Athena down by 8 in the Class A championship game. Cremo will fire a 3. Cremo hustles for the rebound. Cremo takes it to the basket and scores. 20 points for Joe Cremo.
And that is set up purely by the hustle of Joe Cremo. Like Will Brown just said, he's a winner. Winners never give up any possession or any second of the game, and Joe Cremo certainly doesn't.
Lamb missed the 3, rebounded by the Tartans. Time running out on Athena here. Both teams undefeated. The top 2 ranked teams in the state. Scotia-Glenville looking for its 53rd consecutive win as DeSalvo fouls with a hand check, his first. No, timeout, excuse me. Timeout. Scotia.
And Joe Cremo right now with 11 of the last 13 points for Scotia.
Scotia with a 10-point lead here at the Glens Falls Civic Center. High school basketball on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Cayuga Community College. Think big, start smart at Cayuga Community College. (43-33), Scotia-Glenville with the lead over Athena. The goal for these teams is to win the public high school state championship, but for the winner of today's game, that will not be the end of their season. The winner will move on to the Federation tournament, which is held next weekend at the house that Will Brown built, CEFCU Arena at UAlbany. We can tell you that the winner of this game in Class A will face Canisius, not the college, that wouldn't be fair. Canisius High School out of Buffalo, the Catholic League champion. That game will be next Friday at UAlbany. And the rest of the field, the public school champion, the independent school in the Class A is Albany Academy. And those 4 teams will converge for the Class A Boys Federation title. We'll have it on Time Warner next weekend. Nice pass and a score for Dan Clune.
Tremendous patience right there by Scotia, and Clune with Paleshi on the bench provides a huge spark as he's played solid basketball and just contributed 2 points to give another Scotia player some scoring in the second half. Up to that point, Joe Cremo was the only Tartan to score in the second half for Scotia.
There was only 11 total points in that third quarter. Athena had 7 of them as Lamb will go to the line.
The defense has definitely tightened up for both teams, and the shooting has definitely cooled off.
Lamb, serene, takes a deep breath at the line. And makes the second, has 14 points. Five and a half minutes remaining here from the Civic Center. A longtime home of the boys basketball championships.
And right now, Scotia is being very patient, but they're also being allowed to be patient, as Greece Athena right now down by 11, not extending themselves too much.
Cremo wide open, floater, rebounded, knocked away, and Klum short-armed it. Klum gets it back. 3 from the corner, and rebounded by DeSalvo, and a foul is called on Corker. His second.
And Scotia with a second chance opportunity right there. That would have been a dagger for the Trojans. Instead, it's going to turn into some free throws for Zach DeSalvo, the senior for Greece Athena.
9 fouls on Scotia, just 2 against Athena this half. And a key miss by DeSalvo, but Lamb rebounds it, and he is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Athena desperate for every point they can get at this point with only 5 minutes to go. The foul is the 3rd on Diamond Corker.
All in the second half.
So 2 shots coming now for Lamb. Back into the game, Jake Newton replacing Kubanka. (16) for Lamb, and the lead is back to single digits with 5 minutes to go. Full court press. Broken by the Tartans. Trojans trying to speed the game up a bit here. Scotia not taking the bait. Under 20 on the shot clock with 4:40 to go. Stapera, corner 3. Count it. Big shot for Scott Stapera. He's got 9. At the other end, DeSalvo answers with a 3.
His first of the game. Big answers. Those 2 seniors go back and forth. Things are starting to heat up.
It's got to start at the defensive end for Athena. They cannot allow Scotia to continue trading baskets. They're in an advantageous situation in that every foul leads to 2 free throws now. Cremo blocked. Out of bounds to Athena. Back into the game, Kubanka. He'll replace Newton.
One other note, Mike Paleschi is not even on the bench for Scotia.
Does not appear he'll return.
Looks like Dan Klum will get some extended minutes today.
Floater in the lane. Rebounded athletically by Cremo. Past the midway point of the 4th quarter, Scotia leads it by 9. Good ball movement here, working it around the perimeter. Corker takes his man to the basket and draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Every Scotia's Tartan touched the ball in that possession. And it finishes with a strong take to the basket. And here's where it looks like Joe Cremo's getting a little bit fatigued. Scotia needed someone to step up and try to make a positive play, and Diamond Corker did just that. Of course, he hasn't scored a point yet. Yes, he did. I mean, on that foul shot.
5 points now for the game. Make it 6. Lamb going one-on-one. Floating jumper is good for DeSalvo. Back-to-back for Zach DeSalvo, who's heating up and pulls his team within 8. And an Greece Athena timeout.
Well, DeSalvo had a quiet first half, but he is, to your point, heating up. Third-year varsity player. And just when Greece Athena needed it, he hits a couple big threes.
50-42 now. This is the first of a doubleheader here today. Class AA coming up after the conclusion of this one. Brentwood against Shenendehowa. Shenendehowa from nearby Clifton Park, New York. Brentwood from Long Island.
Mike Paleshi just entered the building.
So he will come back. For those of you who may be wondering, we'll tell you a little bit about the AA game, but it's worth saying that my broadcast partner, Tom Herter's 2 sons, Thomas and Kevin, are 2 of the top players on the Shenendehowa team. As such, Tom will not be broadcasting the next game. Buddy Waklensky, the AD and basketball coach at Syracuse CBA, will join me on the broadcast. Tom, as unbiased a scouting report as you could give us on the game.
Well, I think it's going to be another battle between 2 teams with good size and not necessarily opposite styles, because Shen likes to run. But Brentwood's going to try to pick up the pace. They're going to try to pressure, turn over Shen, and Shen's just going to have to do a good job of wearing them down with their size. They've got tremendous size at the high school level, and if they can shoot the ball well, then I think whichever team shoots the ball well is going to have more success, because I think the defense is going to be very solid in the next game. A lot of talent on the floor in the next game. Class
AA is the largest classification in the state. It should be a great matchup in the finale. Under 3 minutes to go. Big possession defensively for Athena here with 6 on the shot clock. Don't want to foul at this point. Cremo with 2 draws the foul.
On cue. And we wonder how Joe Cremo took 25 foul shots in yesterday's game, and quite a few in the game before that. Right there. Late possession foul. Coaches hate that, especially when you're down. Greece Athena down 8.
Newton the foul, his second. So if Cremo is able to score even 1 point on this possession, they would have gotten a score after taking over 30 seconds off the clock. .22 now for Cremo. Underneath the basket. DeSalvo contested 3. Very difficult shot. Strong rebound. And a foul. We'll put Kubenka at the line.
It could be Joe Cremo's 4th, 3rd. Not that he was coming out, just clarifying the number.
Kubenka to the line for key free throws here for Athena.
Stops the clock and allows Athena to also set up their full court press. Scotia's done a good job taking care of the basketball. Not a lot of turnovers that have led to easy transition points for the Trojans.
.5 points now for Kubenka. He'll check out, Newton's back in.
And Scotia's glad that shot went in, because once again, Anthony Lamb was going to get that offensive rebound off a missed foul shot if it did not go in.
Paleshi is back in the game for Scotia after being hit in the eye earlier. Foul on Lamb. It's his first. It'll be the 5th against Athena. Will not be a shooting foul. Good job by the official here, trying to get between Lamb and Cremo. Those two, particularly Lamb, getting a little heated here in a one-on-one, mano-a-mano matchup. Cremo not happy about it. We're seeing that 5 feet away from us. Competitive guys. All these top athletes are very competitive.
And that's what makes them good. It's hard to play at a high level without a little bit of competitive spirit and fire.
Now, another foul on DeSalvo. That will not put them into the bonus, but it did take 15 seconds off the clock, and they'll reset the shot clock.
Well, I think Greece Athena knows they're going to have to start fouling down by 8. You can't play out every possession, and they haven't been able to score easy off turnovers, so they're going to have to foul.
They're double teaming Cremo here, so make somebody else catch the ball. Now Cremo's got it near midcourt. Still 30 on the shot clock. Cremo picks up the dribble, gets the ball back. Time running out here, 1:40 remaining. Athena needs a stop. Scotia with one more score could pretty much put this game away. Lamb knocked it away. 10 on the shot clock. Cremo will attack. Stapera, big three. And rebounded by Florin.
That was a great rebound right there by Florin over Corker.
Athena still with a chance here, down by 8. Nice feed underneath to Florin. He fumbled the ball. Newton leaves his man in the dust and scores. Timeout, Athena. 6-point game.
Big rebound at the defensive end by Florin. Nice kick out. And that's a nice dribble drive. As we see the little stutter step. Jake Newton, the senior. Nice little finish right there. 6-point game, still plenty of time. Now you have to think the Trojans, maybe they'll pressure, allow Scotia to get the ball over half court, but then you have to think they're going to start to foul. What Scotia does a good job of, though, is keeping the ball in the hands of 2 players, their 2 best foul shots, Scott Stapera and Joe Cremo.
Yeah, with a 2-possession game, 6-point lead, minute 10 left to go. Really cannot afford to let this play out, as Tom said. Scotia trying to win its 53rd consecutive game. The longest current streak in New York and the 6th longest in New York State history. And win a 2nd consecutive state championship. But it's not over yet. Greece Athena has not lost a game this season. They're 24-0. These 2 teams are combined 49-0 this season.
Well, these are two teams with a lot of talent, 2 teams that are extremely dedicated to themselves, to their team, 2 teams that are extremely well coached. A lot of experience on both these teams.
I think they fouled Cremo.
They did. It's a hold. Not the worst foul because they were holding.
But it will put Cremo at the line for 1-1, an excellent free throw shooter.
It's still 1-1 though.
As Tom said, Cremo had an off day for himself yesterday from the line. 17 out of 25, 68% for the game. Did score 34 points in that game. He'll have 1-1 here. Missed it. Rebounded by Florin. 2-possession game coming up on a minute to go. In the lane, Lamb runs over a man, lost the ball, keeps control of it. Athena, still plenty of time here, no need to panic, but they've got to get something going towards the basket. Triple team, could use a timeout. Tied up. Jump ball will favor Athena with 12 on the shot clock.
And Zach DeSilva had one thing on his mind when he caught that ball. He was going to shoot. He dribbled himself into a triple team. He was going to shoot that so bad. Scotia with the tie-up.
Wind under the basket. Lamb, a big 3. Air ball. Shot clock violation with 35 seconds left.
Well, that was a good look by Anthony Lamb at the top of the key. Just could not get it to fall.
Had he made that shot, it would have pulled them within 3. Instead, with 34 seconds left, Athena has to foul, down by 6. Couple more 1-and-1 opportunities, though. Stolen. Now saved back in bounds by Lamb. They've got a foul here. Knocked away on the ground. And is it a timeout? It is a timeout for Athena with 26 seconds left.
Well, that's a questionable pass right there by Skies Tapera, because you're throwing it in the paint of the opposing team's basket, and you've got an athlete like Anthony Lamb. He can go get that basketball. What a save, catching the ball and saving it out of bounds. And here we see the tail end of that. And again, Lamb coming from behind, so strong. Great hustle right there by Zach DeSalvo. 26 seconds left. 6-point game. A little bit of drama.
Mentioned this is the front end of a state championship doubleheader here in Glens Falls. The finale, the largest classification. Shenendehowa takes on Brentwood in the Class AA title game, coming up after the conclusion of this one on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. That is going to be a partisan Shenendehowa Plainsman crowd here, as Shenendehowa located about half an hour south of Glens Falls.
Well, at least the broadcast got more bipartisan by leaving this stage. I'll do my cheering without a microphone.
Athena desperate, three from the corner. Huge shot and a timeout. Zach DeSalvo has made it a 3-point game.
DeSalvo just hit a huge three, and he also almost got himself a technical foul.
Fading into the corner, lands out of bounds.
Oh, wow, there's absolutely no contact. I mean, great job by the official of not giving him a technical foul. If that's in the first quarter, that's a T and 2 foul shots. Big shot, though.
Huge shot with 22 seconds left. It is now a 3-point game. Scotia has missed the front end of a 1-and-1. They've turned it over.
Scotia needs to simply possess the basketball. Get the ball in their possession. Expect the double team or trap. Greece Athena does not have to foul right away, so they may just try to tie them up, even though the possession arrow is in favor of the Tartans. But Scotia can ill afford a turnover in this juncture.
Scotia has the possession arrow, and by my count on my sheet, Athena has no more timeouts. Cremo gets the ball and is fouled by Lamb. Cremo just missed the 1-and-1, but he is an excellent free throw shooter. He'll have a pressure 1-and-1 here with 21 seconds to go. Kubanka back in for Newton. Joe Cremo, a senior, headed to the line. Has 22 points today to lead all scorers, and he'll have 1 plus the bonus. Calmly sinks the first to make it a 2-possession game.
Well, if there's one player that Scotia wanted on the line for that situation, only one name comes to mind, and that's Joe Cremo.
Timeout, Scotia, full timeout with 21 seconds left to go. It's been a good one here. Athena had the early lead. Scotia ripped off a 19-0 run to take a 16-point advantage, led at the half by 13. And behind Joe Cremo, they are now possibly 21 seconds away from winning a second straight state championship.
Well, he's been very good in this game in the open court. He hit some early threes, but then his jump shot wasn't falling late, and he just took the ball to the basket. Great matchup between Joe Cremo and Anthony Lamb, 2 future Division I players, and 2 players that have just tremendous heart and a desire to win.
One more free throw for Cremo. Keep in mind, Athena has no timeouts left, so even if they were to score, they couldn't stop and regather themselves. They'd have to frantically foul in an unsettled situation. Cremo's second shot is good. 24 for Cremo. 2-possession game. Athena desperate. Final 20 seconds. Wind into the corner for a Kubanka 3. Rebounded by Kubanka. Lost it. Turnover. Final 10 seconds here. Scotia playing keep away and a foul with 6 seconds left to go.
That was a great look right there by Greece Athena. What a pass by Wind. Dribble drive along the baseline, kick to the corner. That's exactly the shot you want to get. And unfortunately for the Trojans, they just cannot convert. Was not their day from the field today for Greece Athena.
Joe Allman to the line. Missed the front end. Final 5 seconds. And make it 53 wins in a row and 2 consecutive state champions for the Scotia-Glenville Tartans.
They've just been such a consistent team throughout. Always underestimated except for now with their record. But last year, throughout this year, that has been a team that every single game they have brought their A game, and now they're the Class A state champs.
Back-to-back state championships for Scotia-Glenville. They win their 53rd consecutive game. Incredible streak for the Tartans, the 6th longest in state history, and they'll live to play next weekend in the Federation Tournament in Albany.
And what you hate to see is how upset Greece Athena is, and for good reason. Those kids work so hard to get here. A lot of emotion built up in this day. No one's a winner when you get to the state championship game. No one's a loser. Thank you. They're both winners.
Final score, Scotia-Glenville 54, Greece Athena 49. The Tartans win a 2nd consecutive Class A state championship. And all the action came to you from the Glens Falls Civic Center right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Fans, at this time, players from both teams will be recognized for their achievements on reaching the state tournament, as they will be presented with medallions courtesy of the Glens Falls Basketball Tournament Committee. The Class A awards will be presented by Jim Osborne, First Vice President of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association, and Robert Zayas, Executive Director of the same organization. First, let's recognize the 2015 state finalist from Greece Athena, Jake Newton. Anthony Lamb. Sean Gaines. Adam Edinger. Trevor Lane. Brandon Wind. Jay Sarkis. Josh Miller. Zach DeSalvo. Tyler Kubanka. Keon Peterkin. Alan Allwart. Kenny Speed. Peter Florin. Assistant coach Mike Setzer. Assistant coach Jason McElwain. And to accept the State finalist plaque for Class A, the head coach of the Greece Athena Trojans, Jim Johnson. And now to recognize the back-to-back Class A state champs from Scotia-Glenville. Scott Stopera. Christian Corker. Daniel Clune. Reese Tenike. Joe Almond. Mike Paleshi. Sean DeGraffenried. Joe Cremo. Diamond Corker. Trevor Martin. Assistant coach Mike Roush. Assistant coach Mark Mortensen. Assistant coach Jamie Haver. Assistant coach Glenn Stopera. Manager John Shear. Manager Jaden Gemete. And to accept the state championship plaque and ceremonial game ball, the head coach of the Scotia-Glenville Tartans, Jim Gemete. And now for the presentation of the Robert Knaus Sportsmanship Award and announcement of the Class A All-Tournament Team and Most Valuable Player. We will ask all players who are named here to remain on the court for a photograph. And we'll do this as soon as we can get all the players back to their respective benches. Thank you. For this game, the Robert Knaus Sportsmanship Award goes to Joe Almond of Scotia-Glenville. And now for the 2015 Class A All-Tournament Team. From Valley Stream South, Paul Elasius. Any players not here will receive their award courtesy of a sectional representative. From Spring Valley High School, Kai Mitchell. From Greece Athena High School, Zach DeSalvo. From Scotia-Glenville, Mike Paleshi. From Greece Athena, Anthony Lamb. And your 2015 Class A Most Valuable Player from Scotia-Glenville, Joe Cremo. This concludes the Class A portion of the tournament. In approximately 20 minutes, we will have the AA final. Those two teams, Brentwood and the Shenendehowa.
54-49, the Tartans are the 2015 New York State Public High School Athletic Association state champs in Class A. We are joined here by the Tartans, the entire team coming and joining me here courtside. Let's start with Joe Cremo, tournament MVP, 24 points today. An amazing performance by you and your club. Joe, how are you feeling right now?
You know, excited, really emotional, especially with this group of guys who've been together for so long. You know, there's a lot of pressure on us this year for sure, but you know, these guys lived up to it. We work so hard all the time. I couldn't be happier to do it with a great group of guys like this. It means a lot.
Joe, take us back to the end of the first quarter. You hit what essentially was a half-court buzzer beater. It seemed to really propel this team. Did you feel that it gave you a lot of momentum?
Yeah, I know they came down and hit a couple of shots, and you know, that went in for us, but it was a big momentum builder for us, and we came out, had a big second quarter. You know, these guys fight hard all the time. They're not going to let me settle for anything. They want me to take some big shots, and you know, I give all the credit in the world to my teammates. They have all the confidence in the world in me.
Joe, this year was a little different. Last year you won the state championship. This year you knew the target was on your back. How did you guys play with that pressure all year?
You know, I think it's a credit to our team, our coaches, obviously. Everybody comes in every day. We work all the time. We're not satisfied. I tell these guys, you got to stay hungry because, you know, everybody's going to give us their best shot every night. And we did a great job this year, taking it one game at a time and just, you know, playing basketball every time we stepped on the court.
All right, let's go over to the head coach, Jim Gimente. Coach, congratulations to you is in order.
Thank you so much.
What does this mean to you? And just describe your thoughts now, 2 in a row.
I don't have the wherewithal to totally fathom the resolve and work ethic that goes into this. Each one of these boys run into the fight at every opportunity. It's a great feeling when you're going into coaching a game knowing that's going to happen.
53 straight wins. It's the 6th longest winning streak in New York State. Coach, when did you know this group, this team was special?
Well, I knew they were special in 4th, 5th grade with the way they worked, but still, not 53 in a row special.
Coach, what was the difference tonight in this game, you think?
I just thought everyone contributed early to give us a little bit of a cushion. And then a tremendous defense. Holding them down to 24 and a half is great. That's a great team. So just a total team effort.
How did it feel? The same question I asked Joe. How did it feel playing this year with the target on your back? You couldn't, quote unquote, sneak up on anybody.
We play well with that target on our back, so I wasn't that concerned. These guys have been in a lot of big games, and they want to play on this stage. So another thing a coach loves, going into a game knowing that.
Yeah, I know you lose Mr. Cremo over here. What did he mean to this program in 20 seconds or less because we're running out of time?
I've said it before. If Joe didn't exist, you couldn't invent him.
Good. There they are, Scotia, the Tartans. Coach, congrats. Guys, Dave, send it back to you now. Tartans state champs yet again. Well done, guys. Congrats, everybody.